What's going on, guys? I am back with another Hat format replay review. If you guys are interested in being featured in one of these videos, go down to the video description and you can find out all the information on how to send me your Hat format replays, and hopefully I will be able to go and react to it. Anyways, the match we have today is Extra Power on Geargia Hands versus Gardevoir LOL on what I wouldn't want to say is called like Artifact Quasar or Quasar Artifact. Pretty cool, unique deck. I've considered a kind of similar type of build in the past. So let's get into this match and see how it goes for them. So starting out, it looks like Extra Power will be the one starting this match off. Opening hands, we see DD Crow, Ice Hand, Breakthrough Skill, Geargiano, and Geargia Armor. And Gardevoir has Ignition, Tuning, Ignition, Call the Haunted, and Junk Synchron. Extra Power draws a copy of Max C for turn, which will be very good against, a Quasar type deck, though this kind of looks a little more like a artifact hand, at least here. They go and set armor, set breakthrough skill, and pass it over. Gardevoir finds a copy of Level Eater, which is now a very good hand for them, given tuning can search something like Quick Draw, and then they can just get all of their plays kind of started. They go Ignition, popping the breakthrough skill, setting a copy of Moral Tech. Next, they go Tuning, and I would guess Quick Draw here, unless there's a tech I don't know about. Okay, Quick Draw Synchron, and then they will mill one. Well, they go Max C here, and I guess they just forgot to mill. Yeah, it says add a Synchron Tuner from your deck to your hand, then send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. So hopefully they'll catch that before this continues, but they should have still milled one here, even with the Max C dropped. And then they go Ignition, pop their own Moral Tech to set a Scythe. And they attempt to use it, but I guess they forget that it is their turn and artifacts can only activate on the opponent's turn. So kind of a lot going on here, I guess. So they end up just setting Call the Haunted and passing. So, I see here, Brain Fart on a couple different occasions. One, wasting that Ignition there, and two, forgetting to send the top card off of Tuning. But what I can say is the Quasar deck does take a lot of thinking, especially in Hat format with the different hits and things to this deck. So it can be, a deck where you can be trying to think, 10 steps ahead and you might forget something. So no hate here, just a couple things to note that, they should probably think about. Anyways, it looks like it is now back to Extra Power, who draws a copy of Needle Sealing for turn. Very good card, especially against a deck like the Quasar deck that spams out a ton of monsters. Flipping the Armor Searching Accelerator. Here, Gardevoir goes Call the Haunted and gets hit with the Crow on the Moral Tech. Then Extra Power summons the Accelerator, overlays for Gear Gigant effect, detaching Accelerator to add Arsenal. Normal Arsenal and push in for some damage. The one thing to note is this does gain a little bit of an attack boost, so if you see off to the side the damage not adding up right, it is because this does gain attack. Also, this card gains 200 attack for each Geargia monster you control. Oh, this is Gear Gigant, my bad. So, all good here. They go in main phase 2, Arsenal into Armor, use the effect to set it. Set the copy of Needle Sealing and pass it over. Gardevoir finds a copy of Effect Veiler. Here they're going Junk Synchron, or Quick Draw Synchron. Discarding Eater. Using Eater. So now Quick Draw is a 5, or a 4, my bad. So they'll be able to Synchro for a 5, which is a copy of Junk Warrior. Next, they summon Junk Synchron to summon Level Eater, and they get hit with the Needle Sealing. They pass it over to Extra Power, who finds a copy of Geargia Gear, so Extra Power is having some really good top decks against this Synchron deck. Here, Valor hits the armor. Geargia is summoned using the effect a lot of people forget about is you contribute this card, then target a level 4 machine type monster in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. And that is enough for them to scoop it up, so they are going into game 2. Let's see what happens. Opening hands, extra power sees Fire and Ice Hand, Armor, Maxi, and Fiendish Chain, so definitely not too bad of a hand here. Gardevoir finds Doppel Warrior, Junk Synchron, Flying Sea, Junk Synchron, and Tuning, so also a pretty decent hand here from Gardevoir. Did they just not draw for turn? Oh, okay, extra power did say draw for turn, so they find a copy of Unknown Synchron. Here the tuning adds, what was that? Was that the quick draw they added? And here they do remember to mill the top card, and luckily they did. It is a Level Eater, which is a very good card to mill here. They go for quick draw Synchron and send the Doppel Warrior. A little interesting why they would do that. Maybe they were checking for a Max C or something. A lot of times I feel you'd rather just keep this. Though I guess in this situation, there's not really a good target to bring back off of the Junk Synchron. I'm trying to think like a little bit ahead of what they could have done. They could have gone in this exact situation. Oh, I guess it makes sense because they want to be able to level eat off of the Junk Synchron because they can, or off of the Quick Draw Synchron because they can go Junk Synchron, summon back the Doppel Warrior, level eat this, and then they have 3, 4, or they have, what is this? No, actually, I don't know. There's a couple plays they could do here. Like I said, that deck just has a lot of play. So here they're going the Junk Synchron. Extra power chains the Max C. Bring back the Doppel Warrior. And they just go straight to end phase. Extra power finds Geargia Gear off the top. And gets Ally of Justice Quarantine. Really good card. Neither player can special summon light monsters. They think for a second here. Set Firehand, set Geargia Gear, set Fiendish, pass. Gardevoir finds a Copper Moral Tech. Here they start off with level eating the Quick Draw. Quick Draw is now a 4, and that's a 5. So they go for the Junk Warrior, Synchro with both of those for an 8. Into Stardust. Summon another Junk Synchron to bring back Level Eater. So are they going to go for... There's a couple different plays they could honestly go for here. They could go for another 5. They could go for an Armory Arm if they're playing it. Here they just go Battle Phase. The Stardust gets hit with the Fiendish Chain. They Synchro for Librarian. And then Doppel should activate here if this card is sent to the graveyard as Synchro material. You can special summon, so they do have the option to special summon the 2 tokens, which they will. Those have to be in attack position. Oh, they catch it. Okay. Nice. End phase, Geargia Gear is activated, summoning Geargiano and MK2, which are now level 4s. Draw for turn, Geargia Accelerator, Special Accelerator. Flying Sea is activated, which if you guys don't know, it makes so when your opponent normal or special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand to the opponent's field in defense position. The controller of this card cannot exceed summon, so here they just have a big wall and they can't really do anything with it. Though they do have the Fire Hand on board, so they could just flip it, but the Stardust kind of checks that a little. But here they switch stuff to attack. Geargiano over the Level Eater. MK2 over a token. Then Fire Hand over another token. Passing turn, Gardevoir finds a copy of Plague Spreader. They go Level Eater on... that's okay. Level Eater on the Librarian. Summon Unknown Synchron, so here they can make, a formula and draw one. And draw an additional from the Librarian, so they find another Level Eater and a Doppel Warrior. So, let me think here. So this is a 4, that's 8, 2. Okay, so they can't quite go into Quasar here. I mean, they could go for the other one, the Starstrike Blast front cover card. I'm forgetting the name of it right now. If Quasar and I forget the other one, but that one has a pretty cool effect where you can like reveal the top 5 and any tuners can make attacks equal to the number of it. And then it also negates attacks and other stuff. So they could technically make that there if they really wanted to. But here they go Battle Phase, Librarian over the Fire Hand, and they're going to chain Stardust to negate and destroy it. Next they go to End Phase, Stardust will... Oh, I guess they're switching Librarian to defense. Oh, it attacked. Okay, a couple random misplay things from here. Again, this is a very complicated deck, so it can be hard to remember certain things, though that was like a basic like game mechanic that they should have known. And then in the end phase, Stardust comes back, extra power, draws for turn, and finds a copy of Torrential. Okay, here they summon Ally of Justice Quarantine, so they can't quick synchro into any light monsters, which might be what extra power was thinking here. Switching Flying Sea to attack, attacking into the Librarian, just to clear it off of the board. Quarantine over the formula. Main phase 2, overlay into 101, probably taking the Stardust here. Yep. And that's enough for them to scoop it up. You know, this is a very just complicated deck, so that might be what they were thinking. And, you know, it is exhausting mentally, so that while they still did have a lot of setup here, and, you know, the hand wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible, like, worst case scenario, I mean, I guess depending on what extra power would make here to out this, but even then, like, being locked out of light monsters, I don't know how much that actually affects this deck, because I can't remember off the top of my head, like, Junk Archer or, like, those type of monsters, what their attributes are. I know, like, Black Rose isn't a light, so they could have, like, done that if they're playing it. It really just comes down to what is in their extra deck. But anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this game. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. Comment any questions or videos you'd like to see in the future. Share this video with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out. And again, make sure to go down to the video description and find out how you can send me your hat format replays. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.